Hey family, welcome to the Love You More show. And do me a favor, hit that little notification bell, okay? Make sure that you click that on to make sure that you never miss an episode. And of course, make sure throughout the show you like, share, and you comment. I do hope you enjoy this show, and I'm looking forward to it. It's coming up next, Flat Out. Although years had passed, I would often think about my biological mother.
How did you think that being adopted and never having met your biological parents, that you was okay?
Like, what did she look like? What was her name? Did she ever think of me? I opened the birth certificate, and I get it, and I look at the name for the child, and I realized that I did not have a name. Although she had refused to meet me, I wondered those things. But in 2019, I received word from the adoption agency through an email that my biological mom was dead. She put me up for adoption, she refused to meet me, and then she died on me.
After he told me her name, I got really curious.
She called me and she was just like, I think I found the person who could possibly be your brother. I needed to meet her. And then she added a caveat. She said she's not dead. Your grandmama's dead, but your mama's not dead. Family, coming up Thanksgiving night, I want to give you the opportunity to bring the theater to your computer, to your television, to your living room. After you finish eating all the Thanksgiving fixings, I want to give you an opportunity to see this movie in its entirety. You say, Willie Moore Jr., how do I get my tickets to the virtual theater? It's really easy. In this description on this YouTube, there's a link that says the Missing Piece movie. I want to make sure that you click the link and buy a ticket. If it's two or three of y'all in the house, I'm trusting that you're gonna buy 2 or 3 tickets. You say, why? Because a portion of the proceeds are gonna help me buy Christmas gifts for foster children and for adoptees across the country. We are gonna give some children an amazing Christmas, and it all starts with you. So make sure that you get your tickets to the virtual theater, and then we got a VIP opportunity afterwards. You'll get a chance to hang out with me and a lot of people in the movie. You gotta watch the movie though. Get your tickets right now. Flat out.
Next on the Love You More show.
But what was that breakthrough and turning point for you,
I'm not sure whether that was a turning point. Let me make this perfectly clear. Yeah. I'm born and raised in Atlanta, Georgia, born in the church, and if I never go to church again in my life, I have put my time in, okay? And you know what?
All that cussing, you was a kid listening to all that cussing.
I haven't cussed one time.
Today? On camera?
Well, I don't cuss no more.
You called me punk ass on the text message yesterday.
I did. Well, most people don't teach because they don't know it. Life is backwards. Don't you hear most old people say, when I turn 65, I'm going to retire and travel all over the world. For what? You're too damn old. You can't do nothing. Making people happy. Went to college, left Atlanta, went to University of Akron, Ohio. Mm-hmm. I got a degree in transportation. I got a degree in marketing and advertising.
In Akron?
Yeah, I'm LeBron James' daddy.
Love you more.
Tune in this Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Hey family, Willie Moore Jr. here. Listen, welcome to the Love You More show. Excited about this beautiful opportunity. Listen, I want to just show major love to my Patreon family. All 14 of us. Come on, somebody, listen. It's small beginnings, but we growing every single day. Here's the thing. If you want the opportunity to hang out with your nephew in a more intimate fashion where we really talk Love You More series, Love You More podcast, I'm always adding some inspiring content to my Patreon community. I guarantee I'm going to add a lot more value to you every single day. Make sure that you log on to loveyoumore.com and become a partner. But while you're here, let me tell you something. It's a lot of things you can skim on YouTube or wherever you're watching this. But I appreciate you hanging out with us, but I want you to do something for me. I want you to make an investment. And it ain't even got nothing to do with money. It's just investing the time to say, I'm going to subscribe. I'm going to hit that little notification bell. And I'm also going to make sure that I leave a little comment because I read everything, good or bad. Some of y'all need Jesus. Let's just put that out there. Right? Family, today I'm sitting down with a man that I have literally called on so many times, and he's never let me down. I remember being in a real dark spot. I ain't gonna get deep because he gonna definitely blast that out the water. But I was in a real dark place, and he came out, and we got a chance to talk. And right when I was about to leave, he said, "Remember, I love you, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it." And at that time, I was in such a dark place. On the inside, I was like, "Oh my God, somebody loves me." And I was so grateful for him. Has always just been a person who's always gonna show up. The legendary comedian himself, the one and only George Wallace, is here with me. What's going on, champion?
Well, right now I can't talk because just listening to you, and I know America's like that. People are watching right now. Just listening to you, you could just go on and on and on. You're such a fresh breath, and it's just so cool to hear you talk. And you bring joy and happiness. Just people, I'm watching you right now. I'm amazed. You know, I see big shot people every day. I see way bigger than you. But let me tell you something.
Here we go.
But let me tell you something. It's such a joy. Hit the bell again, because you know. And then when I said that, I lied too. I'm the biggest liar in the world. I love lying. I love lying. I love you. And there's absolutely nothing to do. But no,
George
really,
Wallace,
I don't know how to explain this to you.
What?
We love you. You can't be a Christian and say, I swear, right?
I mean, you can if you want to. They say worse things in the comments sometimes. Hell, you grown,
I'm grown too. Yeah, they cuss. I've been a Christian for 47 years, and I just started cussing last year because I realized everybody I go to church, and I'm in Church of God in Christ.
Yeah.
Everybody I know in cuss.
In Church of God in Christ?
I didn't say curse either. I said cuss. Black people stop saying curse. It's C-U-S-S. Cuss. Cuss. But everybody got their little words. They cuss, you know. And the devil, and Bishop G.E. Patterson told me, can't nobody.
Ooh, I love G.E. Patterson. God rest his soul.
You better stop it.
Listen, my mama, you know my mama 82. He's from Memphis.
Yeah, I know G.E. Patterson. I went to his house. He didn't let nobody come to his house. He and his wife, Sister Lou.
You ain't been to his house lately.
He dead 9 years ago.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
But he the one taught me. I went to church with him one day, and I went with some friends. And he says, Brother Wallace, where you going for lunch? I said, I got my friends here in Memphis, here, the Taylors. I'm going to go to lunch with them. He said, you going with me? I said, didn't I just tell him, man, I ain't going to lunch with him? He sounded like my dad. He said, you're going to lunch with me.
Yes, Lord.
And I went with him, and I was scared, you know, because I'm a comedian, and he's the pastor of Church of God, not the pastor, the bishop.
The bishop, yeah.
Of Church of God in Christ. I can't go to lunch with this man, and, you know, I don't know what I'm going to say. I don't know what he's going to say. Yeah. And we just sitting there eating at in Memphis, Tennessee, on Everest Presley Boulevard. His secretary had a restaurant out there. And he says to me, Brother Wallace, where you going next week? I said, I'm going to Jacksonville, Florida. He said, ooh, they got some ugly women in Jacksonville, Florida.
He said this?
I said, what did he just say? I said, what'd you say? He said, they got some ugly women in Jacksonville, Florida. I went, he crazy. Then we kept talking. He said, he told me a song. He says, a little boy went to church, and he was standing up, and the preacher said, okay, son, everybody else testify. What do you want? He said, Bishop, I want to sing a song. And his overseer kept pulling him down. And the bishop said, well, let him sing. You don't know what's going to happen. And the little boy started singing, I ain't going to hell, no, no. I ain't going to hell, no, no. That hell is deep and wide. There's no joy inside. I ain't going to hell, no, no. And the bishop said, that wasn't that bad, was it? And he's singing again, I ain't going, and then the whole choir joined in. Hell no, I ain't going to hell, no, no, hell no. Said hell is deep and wide. There's no joy inside. I ain't going to hell, no, no. So I started talking with Bishop Blake and Bishop Patterson. We've been friends ever since. And I tell you, and man, he can put a fire under you. He can preach. Yeah. And he taught a sermon one time. It's an inside job. Yeah. Can't nobody send you to hell. Don't you worry about what nobody say. It's between you and the man upstairs. Yeah. He said, I got some ladies in the church. Said, you can't wear pants to church. He said, don't you let nobody stop you from going to heaven wearing pants to church. He said, I got some ladies in there with dresses down to the floor, gonna bust hell wide open. And he could just make you laugh and just tell the truth.
Nah.
And so I don't know how we got on Bishop. But,
No. G.E. Patterson, my mama made me get her a series. You know, it's really, really unique. But Uncle George, I got to tell you this. On the Love You More series, what we do on this show, the show is based out of Mark 8:31, when the Bible declares that we are to love our neighbor as we love ourselves. Yes. But you know, most of the time people don't love themselves. So I created this series where we get an opportunity for people to not be selfish, but also include themselves, right? And so what I like to do, I like to open the show with a scenario. But this particular scenario happens to be a scenario that you and I created.
Okay.
Hey, check this out. I want you to check out the screen. Check this out.
See, a lot of people don't understand the game, you know what I'm saying? There's no stability in this, dog. All you living off of is a dream, you know what I'm saying? If people don't buy your music, you don't eat, man. So it do get hard for you sometimes, you heard me? I'm gonna tell you though, for real. Steady striving for stardom, wanted fortune and fame. On my face, I'm smiling, in my heart is pain.
I believe we all get tested, go through hell to get our blessings.
I promise at times I wanna break down.
No one understands me.
This time I'm going up, ain't going back down.
If you believe it will be.
Taking proper precautions, times is getting harder. Do what we gotta do to feed our sons and daughters. You wanted a survivor, then you got your one. You just told me to claim it, and that's all I done.
Living in my city street, nobody cares for me.
Oh, oh.
Somebody pray for me, cause I got a destiny.
Oh, oh, oh.
I'm just a man with a dream, striving for the finer things.
Oh, oh.
But this is my turning point.
I'm getting everything I want. The world on my shoulders, I realize I'm
My goodness, was that great or what? Thank you so much for having me do that.
Man.
That was awesome. Thank you.
So I got to ask you this, I just want to kind of shift right there because the name of the song is The Turning Point. And you've been doing this for a really, really long time. Like, I just, offline, I was just telling you, like, there isn't a place that you just don't pop up. So whether it's Ellen DeGeneres, you pop up there. And just this past week, I seen you with Dave Chappelle and the rest of the guys, and that picture went viral. Like, but can we go back to that comedian who had just started, who was trying to get there, and then you get your turning point? Because it's a lot of comedians, entrepreneurs, people who have dreams, goals, and visions that sometimes give up prematurely because some of the tough times. But what was that breakthrough and turning point for you,
I'm not sure whether that was a turning point. Let me make this perfectly clear.
Yeah.
I'm born and raised in Atlanta, Georgia, born in the church, and if I never go to church again in my life, I have put my time in, okay? Because I had to go to Sunday school. You laughing. It's not fun at all. You had to go to Sunday school, morning service, and 2 o'clock in the afternoon, another church was having a program across town.
Yeah.
The choir got to go over there and sing the A and B selection. And you come back at 4 o'clock, we had BTU or YPC, WW, and then they had 7 o'clock service. And my mom used to say, and you better not fall asleep. And I would say to myself, like, hell ain't gonna fall asleep. I said that to myself.
You didn't say that lie.
But I wanted to be a comedian since going to church and listening to the preacher say things like, I was never a bad kid, but they would say things that just hit me in the head. When they used to say the doors of the church are open, I turned back, little things like that. And the preachers didn't have real names back in the day. The preachers all had initials like KD and the Reverend W.L. Simpson and G. Patterson. Yeah. See, like A.A. Allen, they didn't have real names back then. They had initials, yeah. And so I would take all of that stuff and just, and then they changed over, and about 20 years ago, they all started having money names, like Fred Price, and then who's that? After Fred Price, they had another money name, who kept your dollar. Kept your dollar. Then they went into another one. What's the man down in Dallas, Texas? What's his name? T.D. Jakes. T.D. Jakes means top dollar, T.D. Jakes. And another friend of mine, he died about 5 years ago. He's still in the money. It is long. So I will make all of these. I just make jokes. I started in the church, man. Really? God has been so good to me, just making people laugh in the church. And I love church more than anything else, and church music and anything preachers do. I even made a joke. Ed Long was a friend of mine. I even made a joke about him because Chris Tucker and I were driving one Sunday, and we wound up at his church, and he had me, don't joke, I make jokes, okay? Yeah. I make jokes, but he had me on the pulpit with him singing. He said, sing a song, Brother Wallace. I'm going, I don't know how to sing. He said, sing. And then, I'm holding his hand, he holding my hand. You know what I sang? Yeah. He touched me.
I'm leaving that alone. I know his song.
See, I tell you, but wait a second, these are jokes. His son came up to me. His son, Ed Long son came up to me and said, you have got to do a bit with me. He's doing a documentary, and I said, okay, because he loved the bit. But we got to do jokes.
How did you get to your turning point, man of God?
Huh?
How did you become this person? Who gave you an opportunity?
Just making fun of the church. When you left the church, there's always something funny in the church. The lady wig come off or whatever it was. One lady stepped on another lady's feet, and her heel went right to you know, those little thin high heels went right to the other lady's feet. You know when the little kids be looking at that stuff going, Mom, went right to her feet, didn't it? So, and they, you know, people be falling out in the spirit. And I'm a little kid, let the spirit pick her butt up. I ain't gonna help her up that floor. And they would get to shouting and they
so your first initial was just making
fun of people, yeah.
At church?
At church, yeah. Sure.
So did your mom know that you had this gift? Did she help you? Did she put you in a talent show? Like, how did we get here?
They were funny too. They were socialites of the community.
So your mom and
my
dad?
mom and my dad. My dad was a crazy man. And I used to listen to them. They would argue in the car. I never forget, I must have been 5 years old and it was foggy. You can see nothing. My mama said, man, will you slow down? You're driving too fast. He said, you shut up. I'm driving this car. Bam. I used to listen to stuff like that. And it's just having fun in the house. So since 6 years old.
Yeah.
And they had comedians, they called them party records back in the day. Moms Mabley and Judge Pickmeek Markham and Skillet and Leroy, Godfrey Cambridge and people like that. Yeah. And they were called party records and they were like X-rated. Yeah. I don't know what's wrong with old people. Yeah. They would play the records and then they would go to church or wherever they go and didn't think we were going to listen to them.
And you listen, you
better believe it. And you know what?
All that cussing, you was a kid listening to all that cussing.
I haven't cussed one time.
Today? On camera?
Well, I don't cuss no more.
You called me punk ass on the text message yesterday.
I did. Well, I'm a cusser. Show me a Christian that don't cuss, and I'll show you a real good Christian. But they will lie. They will lie and say they don't cuss, but they know doggone well they cuss.
So did you go to New York? How'd you get with Jerry Seinfeld? Because you guys are like the best of friends in the world.
Let me tell you something. I wanted to be a comedian since 6 years old. And I would take those jokes off that album, take the jokes from The Tonight Show, Richard Pryor, and I would take them back to school, and people would laugh. And I tell you what, when you can make people happy, there's no better feeling than that. What a blessing. I was blessed at that age to make people happy. And to this day, when I see happy people, it makes me happier. It's kind of like the joy you get when you walk into a room. Just listening to you right there, I was in heaven right there, just listening to you introduce the show. I love positivity. I love having fun. If I die tomorrow, the world owes me nothing. I am the most successful person you have ever met in your life. It's not how much money you make, it's how you enjoy your life while you're living. Yeah. And like I said, I just love life. I love living. I love having fun. Yeah. And who else has a better job than me? All I do is lie. I just make up stuff. I just love to lie. Just because life is a lie. As long as you've been living, somebody's been lying to you. I got a friend of mine named Katie Bowles. You might have heard of him. He'll tell you, I'm not lying. Our parents used to tell us, don't drink coffee. Coffee make you black. They used to tell you all kind of stories. Like you could be driving down the street like it's raining today. If it's raining, the sun is shining at the same time. They would tell you the devil beating his wife. They've been lying to you since day one. You could be driving down the street and steam coming out of a manhole cover. My dad would say things like, devil cooking dinner. They just lie to you all the time, no matter what you do. Watch television today. You're supposed to clean your, when you were born, what would you clean your ear out with? A Q-tip. Don't do that no more.
Why not?
They said that ain't good for you. I'm just telling you, everything has been a lie. You just watch Tide laundry detergent. Doesn't matter what come on TV, it's a lie. Tide said they're 50% stronger. 10 years ago, we must have been using some real crap. It doesn't matter what it is. Give me a break. Break me off a piece of that Kit Kat bar. The candy bar. I bought 7, put them in the freezer, took them out the freezer, didn't hear nothing. No snap, nothing. Everything is a lie. I don't care what, just look at it. Just every time you turn on TV, it's a lie associated with it.
You're going to have to give me some information about you.
About me?
Yes.
I'm telling you, I'm blessed. I went to school.
I know, but how did you get here though? Like how the hell did we go from Georgia, being in church, making up jokes, and I don't want to tell you this, to being like one of the largest, most decorated, respected comedians in the world? Like,
largest? Are you saying I'm fat now?
No. I'm just saying. Well, you know.
I'll be very brief and I'll try to put this in a nutshell. See, that's kind of stupid too. People saying, put it in a nutshell. Nut ain't but that big. It's just stupid people. I think it was your wife just walked in and said it's raining outside. Duh. Where else would it be raining? But let me tell you what I'm trying. But let me tell you about George Wallace. George Henry Wallace.
Your
Henry Wallace. Henry? My real name is Henry Wallace. See, you told me to go back to the back.
I know.
But when I got to California, there was already a George Wallace in the Union, so I had to change my name. So I wanted to make it a good name.
So it was a Henry Wallace already?
Yeah, no, it was already a Henry Wallace, yeah. So I changed it to my dad's name, George Wallace, and my brother is George Wallace Sr., but George Wallace is just a good name. But being a comedian, making people happy, went to college, left Atlanta, went to University of Akron, Ohio, I got a degree in transportation. I got a degree in marketing and advertising.
In Akron?
Yeah, I'm LeBron James' daddy. So
I didn't say that, LeBron.
Are you hitting the bell every time I lie?
Yeah.
Hit it again. But let me tell you something. Going to school, I was positive in school. All of my teachers, you can call my fourth grade school teacher right now, Miss Tropsy D. Brewer. She lives right here in Atlanta. You can call her on the phone if you want to. She called me. She know. I used to tell jokes to her. I would come in and tell her. She's after class in the fourth grade. She was saying, Henry Wallace, come in here and tell me a joke. I'm in the fourth grade. I said, Miss Brewer, I don't have, tell me a joke, boy. And I said, okay, why do Eskimos wash their clothes in tide? She said, why? I said, because it's too cold outside. And she would look at me like, you know that ain't the kind of joke I want to hear. She wanted to hear a dirty joke
from you,
from a little boy. I came on with it, did I? I came on with it. And we've been friends ever since. And you know, I'm so blessed. I'm born and raised in the community, Linwood Park, right here, first Black community in DeKalb County.
Okay.
And I still know all of my school teachers, every one of them that's still living. We still talk to each other.
So you come from here and then you get a scholarship to Akron, or
no,
you just chose?
Scholarship. I just my mom died when I was 16, 17. And then I said, let me go up to Akron, Ohio, stay with my sister up there. Went up there and got a good job. I was blessed to get a good job at Firestone Tire and Rubber Company, making $1.47 an hour. I had a car. I had suit every day, clean. I don't know what happened at $1.47 an hour, but I made it. That's what you call being blessed. Before all of that happened, when my mom left the house at 16, she said, baby, I'm going to the hospital and I won't be back. She said, but don't you worry about a thing. Your life has already been taken care of. I'll never forget that. And sure enough, nobody has ever been more blessed than me. I've been everywhere. I've seen everything. I know I've had more. How does Katie Bowles said, I had more yesterdays than I do tomorrows. I love that phrase. I'm so blessed. I've done, like I said, I've been with Muhammad Ali. I've been with 4 or 5 presidents of the United States on Oprah, been everywhere, done everything. And
so I got to get back. So we started the conversation with G.E. Patterson.
Yeah.
One of the most amazing pastors in the world. Whenever I'm with you, we always talk about your ties to the Kojic community and how you was out there.
Did
with
you say
Bishop.
ties or tithes?
Ties. And you tithe too.
Well, I pledged $3 million the other day. That's what I pledged. I might send it in. I might not.
So, but now I hear at age 16, mom goes, how do you keep your relationship with God when a lot of kids right now, 16, because I do mentorship, 16-year-olds lose their parents. They be like, bro, like, I don't really have nothing to do with God. And I have to reconcile their hearts to be like, yo, God ain't make a mistake when he ABC. Like, how did you still stay focused and still have such a relationship with God as it pertains to what happened to you when you were 16?
I think that's very important what you just asked. I think that's more to do with parental guidance. Parental guidance. You have to teach your kids the right thing. And there's only 2, is right and wrong. You basically put that in your kids, right and wrong. Don't do other people wrong. Just stay on the right side of the law. Don't get it. And you learn these things as you grow. Today, our parents, not all of the young parents, but they didn't have a good teaching either. That's why, I heard a little boy call his mama the B word the other day. And, I'm so trained. I ran to the car.
Right.
I'm brought up in a different era. I'm just going, I don't want to be a part of this situation right here. But I think it's parental guidance and teaching people.
So somebody guided you.
And going to church, I was at church and I love God. And you can be a good person without being a Christian too. Just know right from wrong is do the right thing. I think, but it is totally parental guidance. And teaching kids the right thing to do. And I'm fortunate enough to have grown up in a house with a mom and a dad. And I didn't have to have a mom and dad in Linwood Park in Atlanta. Everybody in that community.
Ooh, the community stepped up.
Ooh, we had a lady named Miss Idea. It didn't matter. Anybody older than you, you respected them. You would say,
exactly.
We walking down the street, we had to say hello to everybody. I never will forget one time I was walking down the street and Miss Idell Jones. She said, hey, boy, don't you see me sitting up here? I said, yes, ma'am. What you going to do? Oh, hey, by the time I got to my house, my mama knew I didn't speak to Miss Idell. We didn't even have a phone. I don't know how they did that. but total respect.
More Love You More podcast after this.
All relationships start off beautiful. The love is so intense in the beginning until life happens. No matter how disciplined you are, temptation is everywhere.
And we all have to fight with our internal monsters. And sometimes we fall into the trap and we hurt the ones we say we love the most. As you get older, loved ones pass away and you're left to live life with a void that you never really anticipated. For some reason, people never talk about the parts of you that die when your loved one leaves the earth. It's so easy to lose who you are in the midst of all of this. I lost myself because I forgot to love myself. I'd like to take you on a journey in hopes that you can learn how to love you more.
Love you.
Now back to the Love You More podcast.
My mama knew I didn't speak to Miss Ida, and we didn't even have a phone. I don't know how they did that. but yeah, total respect. Let's put that up there too. We talk about God, respect your neighbors. Oh, the 10 Commandments. You can live by the 10 Commandments. That's what's good too.
Yeah.
And you don't even have to be a Christian to live by the 10 Commandments.
So is it safe to say when mom left, the community stepped in and made sure young Henry George Wallace could make sure that he still would move the way he needed to move?
Exactly. I can't even explain to you, and people are going to know this from Linwood Park, I can't even explain to you what a great neighborhood to have grown up in. We cannot explain it. We love each other, and we are family. And let's make it perfectly clear. Love, blood has nothing to do with family.
Ooh.
Blood has nothing to do with your real family. I'm sure you got a lot of friends that are much closer that you can trust and love more than you can some of your own family members.
Mm-hmm.
I am so covered in love and respect from the...
You are.
And not just, and it may be the way you carry yourself too.
Mm-hmm.
See how the love and respect you get just by being around. Ooh, that's Willie. What happened yesterday at church? People jumped up when they said Willie Moore Jr. People love you like that. And I guess they love me too because I love people too.
Yeah.
And just to know that, and you're enjoying life and you give and it comes back to you. What was that old song? You can't beat God giving. All these things life is so good. And then to leave here to go to the University of Akron to get a college degree, because I heard all of those other comedians say, the older comedians, they didn't have food, like Red Fox out of St. Louis and a lot of people like that, and Esther and even Johnny Carson and Richard Pryorback, and sometimes they didn't know they were going to have food or where to stay. I said, well, I don't need that. I'm going to go to school.
Give me a degree.
Oh, I'm going to get me a degree, something I can fall back on. And I got a degree in marketing and advertising. First degree was in transportation. Uh-huh. A lot of people still today don't know what transportation is. Yeah. Some people say, what are you doing? Transportation is the number one industry in the world. A lot of people would think it's oil or auto, but people fail to realize the shirt that's on your back, the chair you're sitting in, the car you drive, had to get to you, bread, food on the table, had to get to you through some form of transportation. Yeah. And there are 5 modes of transportation. You got water, you got air, you got truck, you got rail, and you got pipeline. Mm-hmm. Moving goods all over the world. I studied that, got a degree, and then I got a degree in advertising. And I went to New York City first, and I got a job selling rags. I sold the ShamWow. I sold the ShamWow back in 1973.
Was it the ShamWow then?
It didn't have a name then. It was number 4208.
Just had a number.
Just had a number. It was blue. And so I was blessed to do that, and I sold so much rag that one day I made $3,500 in one day. Wow. And I sold the ShamWow to a company called Earl Scheib. They used to make repair cars. Mm-hmm. And everybody needs a rag. When I was selling those rags, you'd be surprised. The dentist need rags. The auto dealership need rags. The funeral home need rags. Restaurant needs rags. Everybody need a rag to clean up with. But that's how important rags were. And then I moved into advertising because I was selling rags to the bus company in New York City. Mm-hmm. Advertising on the buses. Yeah. Then I started working there as a salesperson. And I was vice president of the world's largest outdoor advertising agency. So if you go to New York City today, all of that spectaculars and billboards in New York City, I used to do that. Wow. So back in 1975, 76, this little black boy was making like $75,000 a year then.
Whoa. Hey, do me a favor. Like, comment, and share. Just like it real quick. Come on, show me you appreciating this show. Uh-huh. Do it now. Thank you. Mm-hmm.
This little black boy was making like $75,000 a year then. Because there was no blacks in the industry, but through transportation, through studying marketing, And the BS that I grew up with, ooh, BS is part of it, man.
Yeah.
Ooh, I'll never tell a lie, but I'll stretch the truth. So, but that's what you do to make a living in New York City. If you hustle and be competitive, you can make it there. So I made a lot of money, and what I was doing, Willie Moore Jr., I was getting a financial cushion to enter the showbiz arena. So I can move out. And planning is also being prepared to do, to make you, to bust a move, as the preacher said yesterday. Yeah. I was planning and...
So you was like, I'm going to go here. You knew where comedy was.
Yeah.
But you weren't finna live that starving artist life.
No, because I like chicken. That's why so many black people live in Atlanta. It's the home of Chick-fil-A, home of Zaxby. It's just chicken, the home of the other one, churches. They will fry anything in Atlanta. Black people, this city is so cool. I know you don't want to talk about this, but I just think about it yesterday. Black people own Japanese restaurants here with the sushi, but they fry the sushi.
They did.
Black people ain't gonna eat no raw fish.
I ain't doing it. So now you got this cushion, right? When did you know it was time to or were you working and doing ShamWow and advertisement and making $75,000 and taking those comedy clubs? Or were you like, okay, I got enough money, now I'm gonna go do what I know I'm called to do?
You hit it right on the spot.
Yeah.
What happened was I was selling this advertising. I had saved a financial cushion. I said, now I'm doing comedy here in New York City. And I met a little Jewish guy in New York City in 1976. Mm-hmm. We both started the same night. And his name is Jerry Seinfeld. You might have heard of him. Mm-hmm. You might have heard of him.
Yeah, maybe.
And just a little guy. And he makes more money than anybody else in comedy. Number one comedian in the world. And that's another blessing. Little boy out of Georgia. Who's my best friend? Jerome. Yeah. Jerome, man. Just it's so rich. We started the same day. And that's why people don't know this, that I'm actually the real roommate on Seinfeld. I'm his roommate for 13 years.
Wow.
This may be new to you. I'm best man in his wedding.
Wow.
And I'm the father of his kids. So let me just, but, if you're going to be blessed, God bless you. What y'all laughing at? Stop laughing. I'm telling you the truth. So if you're going to be friends with somebody, then God bless you to be the richest man. And it's unheard to be that
Jerry
rich.
Seinfeld didn't like that. So he sent the message that he want. I'm just lying.
He don't tell me what to do. I'm his only friend that tell him, everybody's a yes man around him. All those people you send with, I'm the only one would tell him, shut up. You have no idea what the hell you're talking about. And we fight and his kids go crazy when we talk like that. Because I put him in his place. Yeah. And I'm always, telling the truth. There's nothing wrong. Yeah. And he appreciates that. That's why we're friends today. But he's just too rich. I went to bed. The house, little things happen in his house. Like I went to bed one night and I got up at 2:00. I went to pee. And I came back, my bed was made and a chocolate on my pillow. It's just too much money. But if you're going to be blessed, be around
somebody.
You see me on Sherry last week. Sherry asked me about him, and we were on his plane the other day going to Las Vegas. And he says to me, you need to get your own airplane. I said, what the hell wrong with this airplane? We don't need no 2 airplanes.
we was roommates forever.
You're asking such, and I love me. And I wish more people could live like I live. If I die tomorrow, once again, I have the greatest life, man. And I teach young kids to make sure you enjoy your life. Just because you get a degree in marketing doesn't mean you got to do statistical analysis the rest of your life. You might enjoy arranging flowers, fixing refrigerators. Just do what you like doing and the money will come.
Do what you like and money
and make sure and young people listening right now, life is backwards. I teach young people this. Most people don't teach because they don't know it. Life is backwards. Don't you hear most old people say, when I turn 65, I'm going to retire and travel all over the world. For what? You're too damn old. You can't do nothing. I was in Paris yesterday. I saw a lady at the Eiffel Tower, the old lady, just looking at me. But young people, it is important. As soon as you get out of school, get on an airplane, go to another country, charge it to your parents. I don't care how you do it. But travel around the world. I hope you travel. I teach everybody. You learn other cultures. You learn how to live. You learn how to enjoy life. And you know what? There's good people everywhere.
That's real.
Even in the communist countries.
When I first met you, I was, starstruck and all. And I was so surprised at how much love you were showing. And when you left, I said, man, listen, I want to thank you, man, for coming by. Thanks a million. And you said, Willie Moore, you ain't got no damn million. You ain't never seen a million.
That's true, right? And I'm still saying that today.
I said,
you ain't got nothing today, but you got love.
Well, hell,
and I love you more.
Right, man of God.
I love you more.
Hold on, I do got to ask you this. I got to do you this. Because I've been sneaking in comedy clubs, but I ain't told nobody until right now. Subscribe to this channel. So I've been sneaking in comedy clubs doing hosting. And this is how I start off. Tell me if it's good or not. You ready? I say, hey, everyone, what's happening? Hey, what's going on? I said, okay, my name Willie Moore Jr. Ring a bell. It'd be about 7 people. Oh, what's up going on? I said, put your phones down. We cussing tonight. And everybody just buzz out laughing. Woo! And then I just start, like, I had no, he said, just do 7 minutes. First night, we do like 15. And he was just like, he keeps going. He's like, just keep telling stories.
Because they love you. They won't, no, they don't do that, Willie.
Yeah.
They don't do that. They don't tell people keep going.
No, because
I
keep saying stop. You want me to stop? He like, just
You are blessed.
Yeah.
5 minutes is all you get as a new comedian. You are super blessed to do 15 minutes and not be funny. And they tell you, well, maybe something. I'm terrible. I'm not a good person. But when the people love you, they just want to hear you. And when you say you cuss, it's kind of like Sherry Shepherd said the other day, but George, I hear you cussing now. The real reason I started cussing because of Will Smith and
Chris Rock.
Chris Rock.
Why'd you start right there? Come on, tell me why.
I can't tell you. Because Chris Rock is like my son. And he'd be the first one to tell you that, right?
Yeah.
And
I know. How did you feel when? Because I know you love Chris Rock. Like,
yeah. And I love Will Smith too.
He says you're his favorite comedian.
I love Will Smith too, but I don't love him today. You know, unless he come to the room right now, I'll be the first one. But he slapped Will, and that's when I first started. He had never heard me use the F word on stage. But then I was so mad. I said, the Smith, he made me so mad. I said, F Will Smith. I said, I hate all the Smith. F all the Smith. That's what I said.
I remember that.
I said, F his wife, Jane, Joe, the G.I. Joe, F her. I said, F them two little weird-ass kids, Willow and Willette. F all the Smith. The Smithsonian Institute, the hell with that institute. I said, yeah, all of them, Smith and Wesson, all of them. I went up on every Smith. It's Grandmama, Granny Smith, and them apples. The hell with them apples. The hell with every Smith in the world. I hate all of the black Smith. I hate the locksmith. I hate all of the Smith. What's that boy named Stephen A. Smith on ESPN? The hell with him. I said, the hell with all the Smith. Emmett Smith on the Dallas Star. I hate all of the damn Smiths.
No Smith.
And I said, and I did some research on it, and I found out Smith is the #1 name in the world. And I asked the people, any Smiths in here tonight? They said, yeah. I said, F you too then. But then I did add on F Judge Clarence Thomas and his wife Jenny. They're not Smith, but the hell with them anyways. So I started cussing, but then I stopped cussing again. Then I found a friend in Atlanta. He was at Madison Square Garden. When I come off stage, he was standing there, Waka Flocka Flame. I said, okay, I can cuss. That's Waka Flocka.
Yeah, I've been seeing you
that ain't
on
cuss,
Twitter
but it's close enough, ain't it?
Yeah,
matter of fact, if you're listening right now and you don't cuss,
that's one of my friends
Christian,
too. I'm not condoning him to do this walk because you're taller than me.
Yeah,
but it's funny. I love you.
But Waka Flocka.
What the flock?
Waka Flocka. That ain't cussing, but it's close enough. Even the preachers love this joke, Waka Flocka. Because I go to West Angeles Church and God in Christ, and Bishop Blake walked up in the pulpit the other day. I said, look at this Waka Flocka walking up in here. You can be up there for 35 Waka Flocka. So, and I want everybody watching, every Waka Flocka watching today. I want you to know how much I appreciate you. I appreciate every one of you. And so I'm having fun. I did change a little with Waka Flocka and because I'm one of the best cussers in the world after church. In the church, I'm the biggest Christian you ever seen in your life. Just like you.
Oh, God. Look, I got to ask, I don't think, like a lot of stuff I know, but I never known, like, have you ever been booed, though?
I had never been booed, but I did a show when I first started in New York City. I went up into a Jewish, in the mountain, Catskills, they call it. And I was only in business for 6 months. And the guy thought I was going to, he took me up there, and I had to do 45 minutes. I did 45 minutes, not one laugh. But I stayed on stage 45 minutes. And people don't know this. Doing jokes, writing jokes, being a comedian is the hardest job in the world, the toughest job in the world. Can you imagine being on stage? Listen, and public speaking is the worst, most feared thing to do in life. Mm-hmm. Can you imagine being on stage for 45 minutes and getting nothing? It hurt so badly. So it's way more worse. Yeah, I said worse, more worse. I'm going to have to make that word popular too, more worse. Because it was more worse than my mama's funeral. It was worse than my mama's funeral.
So, George, so you absolutely
Dr. Wallace, call me Dr. Wallace.
Yeah, you ain't went to school that much.
Don't you?
You went to
You don't have to. You don't have to go to school to be a doctor.
I'm Dr. Moore too.
You're Dr. Moore.
They gave me one, theology.
There you go. Don't you feel better talking to me when you make people feel, don't we make people feel better than they do when they walk out of the doctor's office? Because everybody at the doctor's office is sick. We give you laughter. I wrote a book called Laugh It Off. Laughter is the greatest medicine in the world. That's why we encourage people to overdose on laughter and keep it in the reach of children.
Yeah.
And when you start laughing for more than 4 hours, then you call your doctor and give the doctor the same prescription so the doctor can laugh with you. It's important to laugh. I don't care what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes worried about a situation is worse than the situation itself.
That's true.
You keep laughing in your life no matter what. And I hate to keep saying this, but when we listen to you on radio every day, the gospel music, Willie Moore, we have a smile on our face.
Man, I appreciate it.
That's really being a doctor. That's what doctoring is.
That's what doctoring is.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've had the opportunity to encounter you like kind of in a more intimate space, and I just like think like, and I, you know, because it's hard to be deep with you because you gonna come with a joke, you gonna say something, but I just want to thank you, man. You didn't know when we shot that all that I was going through.
I didn't know. I did not know.
But I knew I needed you because I knew you weren't gonna see me for where I was.
What happened when you told me about that? I didn't know. The day off. Yeah. I'm just, but I know my job is to make you laugh. When you leave a funeral, you need to go to funerals to laugh these days. I heard a DJ once say, when you go into, and you need to have insurance, you need to make sure you have insurance. You go in there and singing Amazing Grace, but you need to walk out singing Oh Happy Day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I heard him say that dude over there.
Yeah.
But it's true to keep laughing in your life. When you stop laughing, you stop living.
Yeah.
Don't ever forget that. So,
yes, sir.
And matter of fact, and even at my funeral, I wanted to be nothing but laughter. I don't know whether I should have my funeral at a church or not, because I want them to come on with the jokes and all of that and have some fun. And I want everybody to have, while you're at my funeral, I want everybody to have a pint of Ben & Jerry's ice cream eating while at the funeral.
Everybody.
Yeah, it used to be Chunky Monkey, but now I'm saying, with the Dublin mudslide. Oh my God, that ice cream is good. Oh,
it's so lit.
Oh, I eat a pint of ice cream. What's the name, Charlie? He want me to go to his trainer, Dave Chappelle.
Uh-huh.
And it's $250 an hour. And I tell him for $250, I ain't picking up nothing. Show me what you want me to do. I ain't picking up nothing. Go, you do one more lick. Come on, you can do it. I'm in good shape to eat ice cream.
What do the younger guys like with Dave Chappelle? Because all of them came up on you. Mm-hmm. Like whenever they run through their list of comedians, they just like this person, and George Wallace. I ain't never seen nobody doing George Wallace. So here's the thing. I go to Vegas, and I'm there for something, and then I hear man, bring your ass over here. I'm over at the such and such. Man, we go out there, and I literally watch him sit down, rock a room, and it was just so natural, just off the cuff. And I was just so amazed to know that a person from Georgia is getting paid to literally be himself. There is no faking with you. Like, it's like totally yourself. And in the crowd is young cats to
black, young hip-hoppers, gangbangers, everybody.
Everything is there. Mexican, white, Hispanic, and I was like, look.
1 hour and 15 minutes and 1 hour and 30. I talk too much. But when you love what you do, you don't mind doing it. Look what we sitting here. We both, you getting paid. I ain't getting paid nothing. But it doesn't matter as long as you're having fun.
Yeah.
And I'm so blessed to be able to sit here and do this. Yeah. People can't sit here and that's another thing I just wrote a joke about. Stop telling people if I can do it, you can do it. The hell you can. Everybody can't do what we do.
Yeah.
I can't do what you do every day. You're an accountant. Look at this guy. I could never be an accountant.
No.
You ever take your tax all year long, you put them receipts in a shoebox and you look at them and just go, I can't find this receipt. You take it to your accountant. What does he do? Did it add it up? How you do that in 15 minutes? You had it for all year, all them papers and things. You don't even know what to do with them. And the next thing he's ready to let you go home. How you do that? I cannot do that all day. I couldn't be a teacher either. I'd be on my way these days with a teacher.
Yeah.
So, with these badass kids, I couldn't be a preacher either.
Why not?
Because you think I lie. You got to lie when you're a preacher. Yeah, you do. You're a preacher, tell a lie every day, and and telling me what to do and what not. Turn to your neighbor. I don't know these damn people. Turn to the neighbor. What am I telling them? To get a mint? Take a mint. Then telling people, preachers lie every day. And they go to a funeral, somebody die. He was a good person. My preacher told somebody in the lounge on my dad, and my mom said, go up there and say that's your dad in that coffin. All this stuff is true I'm making up.
All this stuff is true you making up.
Now you tell me you never seen a preacher tell a lie.
I know. Listen, Unc, I appreciate you, man. And go ahead, get you.
Because I can talk all day. I'm doing nothing. and getting paid to do this. And people all across the world, because of the internet, they're watching us now, and I hope we've brought some joy and happiness to their lives.
What's your favorite country? I do got to know that.
My favorite country, I used to live in Spain, but you won't believe my favorite country right now is China. I love China.
Yeah.
Yeah, have you been to China?
I've not been to China.
And it's communist. I love the city. Shanghai, 3 times larger than New York City, 3 times more modern than New York City. And you're ignorant. I got off the airplane about 30 years ago and I'm thinking, ting-a-ling-a-ding, ding, 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 and some rickshaws and those things like that. 3 times more modern. And the people, they're so nice.
They speak English and everything?
You got $1, they speak English anywhere. Don't you ever forget that.
Yes, sir.
Make sure you travel and go to all of the countries in the world. Go everywhere. My favorite place in the world, site-wise, would probably be Brazil, Rio de Janeiro, with the Christ, the Redeemer on the hill. Oh my God, that's the greatest sight ever. I love people everywhere. Love people everywhere. Yeah. I love Buckhead. But I don't, they got a place, I don't go to this place too much. College Park. If you're from, I don't care where you're from in the world, they got a section of Atlanta called College Park. Ain't got no college. Ain't got no park. But that's, Hey, listen, I talk about our hometown. Listen, I'm going to tell you one more joke.
He's from the A.
I'm from the A. Let me tell you one joke. I have to tell everybody, don't care where I am in the world. I'm telling everybody, if you ever want to go to Africa, because I teach people to travel, right?
Yeah.
Cape Town is a beautiful city too, going down next week. But if you ever want to go to Africa, you're talking to George Wallace. I'm going to tell you how to get there cheaply so. Call Delta Airlines, and they're going to fly you to Atlanta.
And that's Africa.
And you won't know the difference.
Really?
There's so many black people. Trevor, no, I was talking to him yesterday. He's from Africa. He got off the airplane. He said, he ain't never seen that many black people in his life. Atlanta has more black people than here. And what's good about it, there's good people, rich people. Oh, we got some black people here. I brag about this city, Atlanta, all the time. Because people don't even know black people, so many black people in Atlanta, they don't know how rich they are.
Yeah.
They own, and you probably don't know this, they own oil companies here. Black people do gas stations.
You got some of that money too?
Huh? No, I just tell people, sometimes they got them in other cities, like up in New York. People don't know. You ever heard of the gas station called BP?
Yeah. That's black people. So, as you can see, George Wallace, one of the most amazing comedians of our time, has graced our stage. Let me put it in a bow.
And I didn't even do what I was supposed to do. I have to come back. You're supposed to talk to me about make sure you enjoy your life. And that is important. Let me say that because I love you more.
Let's do that.
And then people get in and saying that I love you more. I'm tired of that too. I love you more. I love you more today than yesterday. I love you to the moon and back. Well, yeah, okay, you win. Damn. I ain't got time to sit here and negotiate with you about who love who the most.
Why not?
Something wrong with me.
Well, listen, subscribe to this channel.
Subscribe to the show. I love more. I love you. Subscribe to the show. Love you more. And you need to do that. Just put love in your life. All you need is love. It's one of the greatest songs in the world. All you need is love. My other great song in the world, Stevie Wonder, Signs He'll Deliver, I'm yours. Other greatest song is, she wrote this song called Beautiful on Broadway. Carole King. You got to get up every morning with a smile on your face and show the world all the love in your heart. And the people are going to treat you better. And you're going to find, yes, you will, that you're beautiful.
Do George get mad? I've never seen you mad.
I don't like to be mad.
Except with Will Smith. I seen that.
Yeah, I'm still mad at Will Smith. All the smell. All the smell.
It's a wrap. Subscribe. Listen, let me just do this. Just real quick. Because I don't want you to miss it. You know, I always like to wrap it in a bow, just to kind of put the things together. So this is what we heard from George Wallace. I just want to pull out just a few points. Number one, of course, you know, he was in church. He's in church. He's seeing a lot of funny things, and he was able to do that. He really found his gift. 16, mama goes on to glory. The community comes around. Usually when there's a detrimental issue, people disconnect from God. He leaned closer to God. End up going to college in Akron, Ohio because he had family members there. Literally became a salesman of what we know now as Sham Wow. Then he becomes a VP of a marketing company, making about $75,000 in a time when $75,000 probably equivalent to about $200,000, $250,000. He funds his gift, right? Literally funds his gift by giving himself enough financial cushion to take his life to a whole nother level so he can walk in his gift freely. Listen, the Bible declares this, that our gift will make room for us. But the one thing that I understand is when we do get into these certain rooms, there's so much doubt and insecurity because we didn't do the work in the beginning. So God has been opening up doors for every single one of us to get in great rooms, but a lot of times we're inadequate because we didn't do the preparation. So when we get in the room, our character, our stature, our integrity, and our wallets can keep us in there with a whole lot of power. But I seen a man decide that I got a plan. I'm gonna stick to the plan. I have a strategy. I already know I have a gift, and he invested time enough so when he got in the room, he was able to become one of the most amazing comedians of our time, duly noted by every other comedian of African-American descent and white folks to say, George Wallace, top 10 comedian. That's what we experience today. And even today, still putting a smile on everybody's face. He can't help it. It's in his DNA. You got to go through something to get somewhere. But when you get there, make sure you're prepared. Love you more. Flat out. Yeah.
You did that all by yourself. You did a great job.
Look at these shoes.
How about a hand for Willie Moore Jr.?
And the one and only George Wallace, ladies and gentlemen.
He was awesome. The Willie Moore Jr.
What an amazing interview with my brother from another mother, Kirk Franklin. Family, maybe you know or maybe you don't know, but November is Adoption Awareness Month. I'm adopted. I never met anybody in my biological family until I was, in 2020 is when that happened. And so this Christmas, I'm looking to bless some families, parents, and adoptees with a really great Christmas. Some people are going to get cash. Some people are going to get toys. Some people may get a spa date. But we just want to be a big blessing to those families who have adopted children because it is a unique but fulfilling journey. And so if you don't mind, I would love for you to click the link in the description of this video. And if you can pledge $100, we get 100 people, that's $10,000. And then I'm probably going to get someone to match it. So we'll have about $20,000. And then for Christmas, we're going to bless families. I don't know how we're going to bless them, but we're going to have people send in their adoption story, send in their foster care story, and then we're going to see how they need to be blessed, and we're going to meet the need. And so I want to challenge you guys. I know during these very unique economical times, it may be unique for you to give to such a campaign, but if it doesn't meet your need, then it's your seed. We're going to be a blessing to kids like me, right? Adoptees coming for Christmas. And this guy is so spoiled that I was trying to do the video, but he decided he wanted to be a part of the video. So tell him, go pledge $100. Come to the virtual theater. I'm going to send you a link on Thanksgiving. We watching my adoption story. Flat out.
Love you more, love you more, love you more.